2 nights ago, Bill O'Reilly goes on and talks about how NBC won't talk about the drone strikes.
It's insane.
Now, NBC broke the story, so it was an epic fail. It's hilarious.
He was comparing it to how NBC, they complain, they can't hate waterboarding. I love it. He's just, why don't you hate waterboarding? But
well, that's the point.
They talk all about waterboarding, but they didn't bring up the drones. So.
Yeah. So, of course, he's 100% wrong because the first story was on MSNBC, Rachel Maddow's show, Mike
broke
Lizikoff,
the story.
Yeah, of NBC News, broke it on Rachel's show. Okay. So, how's he going to recover from that? It's on tape. It's ridiculous. So, he goes on last night and has this to say.
Now, last night I talked with Bob Beckel about the difference in analysis on the subject of waterboarding as compared to killing people with drones, a policy President Obama embraces. I put forth that over at NBC News and other media places, they were hysterical over waterboarding, but muted over President Obama's drone attacks, at least until yesterday. Immediately, the far-left machine cranked up. O'Reilly didn't say that NBC News broke the drone memo story. He's a deceiver. True. I didn't say NBC broke the memo story because we weren't talking about that. Waterboarding versus drone strikes. But once again, we have a propaganda campaign designed to make ignorant people on the left even more ignorant.
One of the great assets that people have that's undervalued is no conscience. Like, a lot of the bankers make a ton of money because they have no conscience, right? Not because they're the smartest guys in the room. Some are, but some aren't. Just have no conscience.
Well,
O'Reilly lies without a conscience. So he says, I didn't say that NBC and MSNBC wasn't covering it at all. I just said as opposed to waterboarding. And he said in the middle there, just yesterday they started covering it, but before that they weren't covering it. Well, that doesn't make any sense. They're the ones who broke the story days ago, right? And in case you were wondering, we've got him on tape, right?
From the first day.
From the first day.
Like, he has tape of that conversation with Bob Beckel. Turns out other people do too.
Yeah. And so in case you were wondering if he meant like, hey, they haven't covered the drone story at all, watch.
NBC News, I thought they were going to melt down over there. You heard anything on NBC about the drones?
Not yet.
No.
And I don't care.
Okay. All right, so you haven't heard anything over there about this, and neither have I.
I don't want
neither has my staff. Okay. So we haven't heard anything. But we heard a lot about waterboarding, but nothing about drone strikes.
Nothing about drone strikes. We haven't heard anything.
And that was yesterday, the day they broke, the day after they had broken the story, right?
A couple of days after they broke the
That was
story.
the thing that got him in trouble.
Yeah, so
he's just blatantly lying.
Late.
He's saying we weren't talking about the drone strikes. We were talking about waterboarding versus drone strikes. You're talking about drone strikes.
Yeah, they mentioned waterboarding later in the conversation, but the whole first part of the conversation is they haven't mentioned the drone strikes at all.
Also,
but this will, and then so Brian will. So let me ask you this question. So when stuff like this happens every day, and then when Barack Obama's administration didn't want to let the Fox News have credentials at the White House, right? But then all the other news agencies stood up for Fox. When is the other news agencies going to try to marginalize them?
Never. So I talked about this earlier this week in relationship to an article that Howard Kurtz wrote about this issue. And they always circle the wagons and they protect Fox News. Why? A third of them already worked at Fox News, a third of them plan to work at Fox News, and at least 2/3 of them have a friend that works at Fox News. I've been there, I know, and in the building at MSNBC, about a third of the people already worked at Fox News. You think they're going to say, yes, I was doing propaganda, it was total BS, and I worked for the Republican Party? Are they going to say, my really good friend Bob, who works right across the street at Fox News, is an asshole? He's a propagandist, and they don't really do news. No, they're all going to circle the wagons, and they're going to say, no, it's real, a real news channel, and I can't wait to get paid by them.
Fox News demonizes the mainstream media every day.
That's why it's an uneven playing field. That's why Fox News wins, because one side fights and the other side doesn't. And it's genius by Roger Ailes. He says, look, this is what I think of you. Bam! And then he says, oh, no, you better not respond, otherwise I might not hire you one day.
Yeah, it's also in our mentality. It's in our DNA a little bit. I was watching the Ed show with my girlfriend, and Ed did a segment on Steve Doocy, being a douchebag, and And she was like, God, it's just a waste of time. I'm so tired of hearing people just complain about what other people said. She was like, you're a news show. She's talking to Ed. Tell me something. Inform me of the events of the day, right? And, you know, why do they waste time running clips from Fox? And I thought, well, but I was like, look, you got to.
Yeah.
You absolutely have to.
agree.
You have to. You can't. This fight is not over. This fight has changed so dramatically since 2004, 2005, right? We've battled back. We have made significant ground. But it's not over until they are, you know, they can't say anymore fair and balanced and have it land with anybody other than the 10 million people who rotate listening
Yes.
to those shows. Like, no one buys it. But that said, still, until they are until the idea of giving them a seat in the White House briefing room is the same as giving it to World News Daily. Until that moment comes, you continue to belittle them every day.